What's up guys, this is David from Bainey Media, and today I will be talking about why I think these 4 games pretty much confirm that Switch 2 will be releasing this year. I will call these the 4 horsemen of the Switch apocalypse. These 4 games were announced in the September Direct. They are remakes of older titles, which means Nintendo didn't have to put a lot of money into remaking these games, and it leaves them time and effort to make games for the next Nintendo console, which I think will be the Switch 2. The 4 games were Another Code Recollection. This was a remake of a DS and Wii game put into one. I never heard of them before the announcement, but it seems to have a small fan base, and hopefully the game turns out great. It's coming out January 19th, so not too far away. I think it's only a week away. The next one was Mario vs. Donkey Kong, coming out on February 16th. This is a remake of a Game Boy Advance game. I played it before, but even when I was watching the trailer in the Direct, I couldn't even tell if it was a new game or not. I don't know if that means that the Game Boy game was pretty forgettable, because I literally did not remember anything about that game, even though I played the whole thing on the 3DS. But yeah, that's coming out February 16th. It's nice to see Mario and Donkey Kong back in the game again, but I don't think it's gonna do record sales or blow anyone out of the water. I think it's just a nice Mario vs. Donkey Kong game to have, since the Mario movie was so popular last year, and those 2 characters featured obviously heavily in the film. Next up, there was Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, a remake of a 3DS game. I think everyone loves the first Luigi's Mansion, and I think everyone loves the third. I especially like the third game. I couldn't put it down. I played the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on the 3DS, but only for like a couple hours. It didn't really grab my attention. I could see the game was fun, but it didn't really draw me in like the third one did. But that had a summer release date. I don't know why that's taking so long to come out. Since they've, I guess it's the same developer remade the one for the 3DS, Luigi's Mansion 1. But yeah, that's coming out in the summer. And then the last horseman we have is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. This one is going to be a huge game this year. The GameCube game is so highly revered. I've never got to play it myself, mainly because you can't really buy it without spending loads of money on it. The Thousand Year Door on the GameCube is pretty much impossible to get. So having it available on the Nintendo Switch is going to be great, and the game looks fantastic. When it was shown off, as someone who never played the Thousand Year Door, I was like, wow, this Paper Mario looked amazing. I thought it was something brand new, but no, it was just a remake. But it's definitely, especially after Super Mario RPG coming out in November, it's kind of showing me that Nintendo wants to get back to this more OG style of RPG for Mario, which I think is what the fans want at the end of the day. But with those 4 games, these are pretty much the main hitters we know about in 2024. The only other games we have is Princess Peach Showtime, which is coming out March 22nd. It's only 2 months away. I think that game is going to be quality, hopefully. It gives me that 3D, like Mario sort of itch. I know it's not the gameplay isn't like that. It's more puzzle solving, beat 'em up sort of gameplay. But it is in the Mario universe. It's 3D. I think when Nintendo pushes their franchises into 3D, it usually does well. Especially for like Kirby the Forgotten Land. I think pushing that franchise to 3D really made it reach a new audience. So Princess Peach Showtime and the Splatoon 3 Sideward DLC, which I think today was confirmed to be coming out in the spring, are the only hitters we have left for 2024. I think the next Nintendo Direct is going to be really telling what's going to be happening this year with Nintendo. If it gets announced that it's a Nintendo Direct Mini and like something like a Zelda remake or Wind Waker and Twilight Princess gets announced, and then a smaller title for like a smaller Nintendo audience, maybe like a Chibi Robo or like a Rhythm Heaven, something smaller that's not going to set the world on fire, and that's the only thing that gets announced and just them re-showing these games, I think that's pretty telling. The next half of the year is going to be a new console, and I really believe this. There is one final game that Nintendo hasn't shown anything for. Everyone's waiting for it. It's been 5 years since they've got restarted development, and that's Metroid Prime 4. Do I think Metroid Prime 4 is coming out for Switch? Of course I do. The Metroid fanbase isn't as big as Nintendo wants. I think as we all want, we want Metroid to be huge because it's such a quality franchise, and I think Nintendo not putting it on a platform of 130 million plus install base would be just a stupid move on them. But I do think it's going to be a Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess situation where it comes out on the Nintendo Switch, but also comes out for this next generation console, which I do believe to be the Switch 2. Will it be called the Switch 2? I don't think so. I don't think Nintendo is really a numbers sort of company. I think they'll come up with a interesting spin on it. But I think the format will be the Nintendo Switch, just an upgraded version, and that's all I want. I want the upgraded Switch. I can take it handheld, take it home. Let's improve the Joy-Cons, let's improve the screen, let's have it push the hardware to more graphical capability. I'm not saying 4K, but like when Nintendo can push their graphics more and third parties can port their games a little bit more easier than they can do on the Steam Deck. Now, when do I think it's going to be released? I'm in my veins. I think it's September. That's screaming out to me, September. They released the console with 2 big launch titles. In October, November, December, we get hit after hit after hit. Like in November, we get a Pokemon. October, we could get like a 2D Zelda. December, like a Donkey Kong. You know, hit after hit. That's what made the Switch so successful. That first year was hit after hit after hit, and it never stopped. So I think that's what Nintendo is going to do this year with the next generation console. It's going to happen in 2024. The 4 Horsemen have confirmed it. I don't think they could confirm it more as a Kirby game. A Kirby game always ends a console generation. The Nintendo Switch has been around for 7 years now, crazily enough. All the console generations before it have been 5 years. So we're 2 years overdue for a Nintendo console. 2024 is the year. If you believe this is the case, hit the like button. If you want to see more Nintendo discussions like this, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be back for more. 2024 is going to be a big year for Nintendo. I can feel it. Let's get excited. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Peace out. Bye.